Morning, gang. It's Thursday, the 24th of August, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. It looks like the Facebook messages are working this morning. If you've been with us the last couple of days and wondered why your Facebook messages weren't being read out, it wasn't working. I couldn't see any of your messages, but I can see we've got one this morning from the delightful, lovely, best drag queen in the whole of the USA, Miss LaBelle. Good morning to you, darling. That has come through. So they do appear to be working this morning, boys and girls. I'm very pleased to announce. Bit warmer this morning, isn't it? Certainly here where I am, certainly a little bit warmer than it has been the last few days. My automatic heating switched on, and it's time. I opened the door to the living room. It was very warm, so I turned it off. Very much better, thank you, much better. Although grey and rather grey and misty looking outside. Let's do early messages. Shall we do early messages first today? Come on. Adam the Plumber, good morning. First one in there. Hello to Shania Steele on the Isle of Wight. Mikey Mike in the house. Mick Davenport, good morning to you. Diane Jebb, hello to you. Yes, Mikey Mike has noticed the Facebook messages are coming through this morning. I haven't done anything. They simply stopped working. I did know. I do sometimes see when you're talking about me, you know, and your theory is that, oh, he must have turned it off to force us all over onto YouTube. No, I wouldn't need to do that. You know we're going to be on just YouTube soon anyway, so that's going to happen probably next week. Now I've decided next week. I have to set a switch off date. So next week I think we'll be on YouTube alone. Don't forget that, gang. If you're watching on YouTube on Facebook, you will need to get onto our YouTube channel. There it is. There, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK to continue joining in this immense amount of fun that we have every morning with each other, except Fridays. Okay, no show tomorrow morning. Friday is a bit tight for time for me, so we won't be here tomorrow morning, but back again on Saturday. All right. As I say, LaBelle's there. Good morning, LaBelle. Hello to Sean Pye. Morning. Ian Days. Good morning. Jason Hughes. Stephen Bray. Good morning, Stephen. Whereabouts are you, Stephen? Is that the first time I've seen you? I don't know. Don't recognise your name now. Good morning to you. Did I say August? Did I say August? Oh, it's October. Wait, I don't say August on the blooming thing there, does it? No, I must have said. Did I say August? Oh, hang on a minute. Now you see, that's your fault, Jason. You confused me then. I've got all sorts of little things lined up to show you this morning. Good morning to Michael Lawrence, who joins us from London this morning. A very good morning to all of you, gang. Yesterday, went down to the swimming pool yesterday. Remember I said about the new shower curtains in the swimming pool complex, the George Mulder Leisure Centre, which is in Boston. It's about a half hour. The drive is a pain. The fact that I have to go and drive half an hour there and half an hour back to use the swimming pool, and there's an hour gone out of my day, which is an enormous amount of time for me because I've always got so much to do all the time. I find so much to do in my life. Not one of those people that's sitting there, oh, don't know what to do, and what's on the telly, click, 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 click. Oh no, that's not for me at all. Anyway, so I got down to the swimming pool and had my swim, which was, it's been really quiet the last couple of days. How weird is that? We were in a school holiday period here, and it's actually quieter than it is normally. Very odd. In the summer, that was completely opposite. Maybe people think, I don't know, do people go to the swimming pool when it's cold? You see, it actually feels warmer in the pool if the weather's cold outside. That's true, that is. Funny, isn't it? There was hardly anyone in there. Anyway, so I done my lengths and I came out. Now, you remember I told you they got new shower curtains, which, quite frankly, have come out from B&Q. They're not like industrial ones that you would expect to find in a leisure centre. Sort of thing that you'd buy and hang up in your own house. So they're very thin and very light. And I said to you yesterday, when I first noticed them, I thought, oh, that's well and good. And you pull them, start the shower off, and some draft comes from somewhere and keeps blowing them towards you, and they stick to you. I mean, it's bad enough when that happens in your own shower, but you want to know what other disgusting, filthy people, probably like most of the people watching this show this morning, have actually got stuck to those curtains before you have. And the germs are jumping off the curtains onto you, and the bacteria and the viruses. I could feel my skin was crawling, dear. And then you have to shower again, don't you? because that curtain has touched her. Well, I thought it might be because I was in the cubicle, which was kind of facing the door. I mean, not right facing the door, but round the corner. So I went in the end one, right, the end one. There's only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went in this one. So I then went in that one next door to it, and I thought that'll help. So I've closed the curtain, right, and I'm waiting there. No, it's not blowing through. Excellent. Then, when I put the shower on, it come towards me again. So it must be something to do with the shower. Now, I'm not a scientist. So I don't know how this works, okay? Not very good at science at school, to be honest. I cannot lie to you. Only 2 O-levels. Don't say what are O-levels. Please do not say, "Oh, what are O-levels? We never had those at school. We had GCSE. I know what they are, dear. O-levels, dear. O-levels. So when the shower comes on, this blooming thin curtain moves towards you. It's like someone's pushing it against you. It's horrible. So it can't be anything to do with the position of the shower. It's obviously something to do when you put the shower on. So I just leave the thing open. Doesn't bother me, you know. Probably, I mean, you can understand that other men in the swimming pool probably want to see me standing there naked. So why should I deprive them of that piece of enjoyment while they're looking at me nakedly soaping up my body? Close your eyes and just imagine that now. Go on, close your eyes. That's a little treat for you this morning, okay? Close your eyes and just imagine me standing in a shower, water dripping down from the heavens above, and slowly, provocatively moving my hands up and down my sensitive body, soaping it up. That's done it for you this morning, isn't it? Ladies, look at you. I can see how excited you are this morning. Good morning to Mikey Mike. Homes in Lincoln have been, they had a power cut last night. That must have been my new fairy lights, which I've taken some photos of, Mikey. I've got a little video coming up for you, and a picture of the new fairy lights, which are decorating my caravan. A lot of people on there saying it's a bit early for Christmas. Actually, fairy lights are not really Christmas anymore. You see them all the time. Probably more likely white ones. Of course, white is not good enough for me, boys and girls. I'm sorry, white, no. Magnolia, no. Black, no. What's the other colour? Cream, no. Not interested in these colours. Grey, certainly not. No. Bright colours. That's what we need in our lives. So I have some brightly coloured fairy lights. Festooning. There's a great word. Boris Johnson should use that. Festooning around my caravan. And I shall show you in a moment if you haven't seen the Facebook pictures of that yet, okay? Good morning to Joey Millen. Morning. Morning to you, Joey. Gareth Loxton in the house. We're all well here there, Gareth. All here to have a little bit of a laugh in the morning once again. Mick's already seen the fairy lights. I'm glad you have. Hello to Joanna Ivola. I think Joanne is... she's not been so talkative recently. I think it's because I'm not singing so much, isn't it, Joanna? I need to introduce, perhaps, just for your benefit, perhaps a daily song. Look at you looking happy now. I can tell. I don't need to be able to see you to realise how happy that's made you. Happy, happy, happy. I like being happy. Actually, someone sent in a lovely little email, which I'll read to you. Actually, I'll wait till they're here. I don't think they're here yet. Okay, I'll wait till someone sent in a really, really nice email last night. It's a poem, which I'll read you in a little while. I know poetry. Oh, not poetry. I mean, I don't mind a poem now and again, but I can't. I don't think I could stand going to a poetry evening. I think that would be one of the most boring things ever, similar to watching a football match on the telly. Poetry would be similar to that to me. Sitting there with all these people with glasses on. No, that's not going to do it for me. So perhaps one poem now and again is quite nice. Do you like poetry? Perhaps we should have a poetry show where I just sit here and read out poems. Tiger, tiger, in the night, in the forests, burning bright. Do you remember that one? I bet you did that one at school, didn't you? Ian Days, good morning. Was it a butler breeze moving the curtain? I think it was, Ian. Hello to Dave O. Good morning, Dave. Do you get RAP rates at the pool? I do. Do you really? No, I haven't got to that yet. Another 3.5 years. Was it 60 or 65? You're not 65, are you, Dave? I'll tell you who I think is 65. There's someone who used to go to the karaoke in Cleethorpes, which I don't do anymore. Lola. What a lovely person, Lola. She's a little one. Such a one. I really got on with him. Lola. Do you know who I mean? Good morning to Mr. Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. Hello, Ray. All right. Ian Days. As I say, Ian's talking to people there. Let me have a look. It's breakfast time with Chris Reardon. That's it. Chris, perhaps I could get Naga Monchetti to sit in with me. You know, one of my favourite people in the world. I will not have a bad word said against that woman. Certainly not. She liked one of my tweets. I can't believe it. Naga Monchetti looked at her tweetings and saw one of mine and felt the necessary to press the like button after I complimented her on her beautiful makeup and her coat. Beautiful lady. Good morning to John Aitken. Morning, John. High Grade Gaming in the house. Mega Andy. Good morning. And Fran Green. Oh, there we are. Carol and Dave. There's Carol and Dave. Now, can I just read this poem that Carol sent through last night? And I picked this up. Oh, hang on a minute. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Oh, I thought I'd lost it then. Here we go. Here's a poem sent through from Carol and Dave yesterday, who write, what a wonderful poem by the late Spike Milligan about smiling. Let's share this around and send out some smiles. So here it is. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I walked around the corner and someone saw me grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about the smile and then realised its worth. A single smile like mine could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Now, I feel there should be another line there. But there isn't. It just feels that there should be another line at the end there. Does it you? Or is it me? But what a lovely poem. Thank you very much for Carol. Carol who sends that in there. And she says, this is what your show is about. Being happy and smiling. Life's too short. Thank you, Chris, for your daily burst of sunshine in our lives. Isn't that a nice thing to write? So thank you very much to that, Carol and Dave. That's a really, really lovely thing to write there. Sean says, my saying in life is never look down on anyone unless you're looking down at them to help them up. Yeah, except for Gemma Collins. No one wants to help her up. Not even when she trips over on the ice, dear. Put in your own last line. Oh, I can't do rhyming. I can't do rhyming or rapping. I think I'm not a massive fan of rap music. Certainly not the newer kind of rap music. What do they call it? Drill music. Oh, it's awful. Awful. But some of the old rap music, like Run DMC or someone like that, I think they're very, very talented to be able to do rapping. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. Like Run DMC, other people, Salt and Pepper, you could almost argue that, you know, that song, Push It. Oh, here we go, Joanna. That one. Push It real good. That one. I think people who can do rapping are very, very talented, actually. Very talented. Anyway, so that's the show accountants. Little video coming up, boys and girls. For lunch yesterday, I mentioned that we were going to the Malcolm Arms. I wanted to take my nephew there for a lunch, and his family, of course, because he came over to the caravan at the weekend and reset a router for me when the 3 network went down. And we had a lovely lunch in there. Really, really nice food and not expensive. It's really very good value in there. We had, there was my main meal, which I had vegetable lasagna with chips and baked beans. My nephew had a meat pie, and it's thick. It's full of it. It's just not thin. It's very thick homemade pie. Ow! I've got to say, it looked delicious. He had a meat pie, as indeed did his wife. And then the 2 children, Olivia, of course, she can't eat because she's a disabled one. I don't know if I've told you that part of it before. She can't actually eat. She is fed by a tube in her stomach, and they fill up this syringe, and they push it down, and that's how she gets fed. The little boy, Harry, he had chicken nuggets and chips. He does insist on covering the chicken nuggets with these stupid little blooming plastic things of tomato sauce. I find them excessively annoying. You know those tomato sauce that you tear them off and oh, you haven't torn it properly and then it goes shooting all over your shirt. He insists on covering all his chicken nuggets in those. So he had those. He was so disappointed he dropped one of them. He had 3 chicken nuggets on his plate and some chips and some baked beans. And the first one he dropped and he said, "Oh, I really wanted that one." Aren't they funny? And then Evie, she had a carvery. Evie had a carvery. You have to be careful with Evie, right? Because her mum, my niece-in-law, I suppose, my husband's wife would be my niece. Sorry, my husband's wife. That would be Mark Bowles, wouldn't it? My husband's wife. Is he with us this morning? Young Mark's keeping very quiet. If he's perhaps he's got bored of me. Oh, that happens. That happens, I'm afraid. My nephew's wife, she knows what her little girl will eat. You see, she knows. I think spaghetti bolognese and what's the other thing she eats? She will eat the whole thing. Can't remember what the other thing is. Maybe cottage, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but the little girl, my great niece, she orders stuff and then doesn't eat it. And I really, really hate food being left. I don't care who it's by. Whether it's by me, my sister, someone I don't know, a child. I hate seeing food being left on a plate. Anything. Even if it's a case like 3 baked beans. Why have you left those? Oh, don't want those. And I sat there, had this great big dinner and left 3 baked beans. My mate used to drive me mad. You know, you're doing these big dinners and he'd moan. He'd moan that there weren't enough chips on the plate or something. So you do a lot more the next time and then he'd leave. Oh, I can't eat anymore. Oh, why did you ask for more then? I hate food being left on plates. Okay, so usually now my niece-in-law has told the little girl, right, that's it, I'm ordering your food in future because you don't eat it. So she ordered a carvery yesterday and guess what? Well, she ate most of it, admittedly, but I had to, unfortunately I cannot bear food being left on a plate, so I'm afraid I had to help herself to her Yorkshire pudding after I had my dinner. Do you want that Yorkshire pudding? No, I don't want it. Oh, why should you put it on the plate then? Put it on the, don't pull it off, give it to someone else to eat. So I had that. So we all had our main dinners. I had a couple of cups of tea. Stacey, that's my nephew's wife. She had a couple of cups of tea. I think my nephew had a fizzy drink of some sort. The 2 children had a drink each, and then we had puddings. And I had a treacle sponge with custard. Oh, large, you know. Not like you get in a posh restaurant, there's a tiny bit of treacle sponge stuck in the corner and a tiny bit of custard. There you go, 50 quid please. No, none of that, mate. £3.95, treacle sponge in custard, very nice. The little boy, Harry, he's 6. He ordered this chocolate brownie thing and it came like this. The woman put it down, the lady who owns the place, she put it down in front of him and he just looked at it. It was big. There's no way I was going to eat that. And we all had a pudding except for my nephew. And the little boy, his mum and me had to scrape the cream off the top because he didn't want that bit, which wasn't a problem, to be honest. So we had the cream and he started pulling out the chocolate things. And my nephew's wife had to, in the end, she tipped it up and put it all on a plate because he wanted to pull out the little bits of chocolate. And he left the ice cream. He left the ice cream. You see, food left again. And that lot came to, I thought that was very good value, £57 for all that. So that's 3 adults, 2 children's main meals, and the puddings were all the same size. 4 adult puddings, and as I say, 4 cups of tea and 3 soft drinks. I thought that was pretty good value. I really did. So very, very nice in there indeed. And I thought I'd try and teach the 2 children why we should all eat all our food on a plate. So out came a YouTube video of starving children somewhere else in the world. I can't remember where it was now. It wasn't Africa. It was... I can't remember now. can't remember, and there was these pictures of children and adults as well, where you can see all their ribs and all that, because they don't have anything to eat, you know. And I was explaining to them, you know, they're very lucky. They can just go to if they feel hungry, they just go to the cupboard, open the cupboard and have something, or go out, go into a restaurant or somewhere, or McDonald's or a chip shop, you know. Anywhere you can go in this country and get yourself a meal, no problem at all. In other countries, you know, they're lucky to have a meal a day. And I was trying to explain this to them and showing them the video. And I think I don't think they'd seen this before. They were quite shocked at that. You know, just to try and teach them why it's important to eat all your meals. And that was our day. That was our little afternoon. Now, while we were in there, they've already got their Halloween decorations up, because, of course, Halloween is next Thursday, isn't it? Next Thursday is Halloween, so the pub's got their Halloween decorations up. And can I just show you this little video that we made of Halloween at the Malcolm Arms and their decorations, all right? Are you scared? You don't seem to be very scared, Harry. Did he touch you? And then the other one. Get in the coffin. Huh? Get in the coffin.
Wait, we need to make...
Turn round, turn round. No, don't touch it. Ready? Look at me then. Ready? Look at me. Smile. Make a scary face. Here we are. That's Harry and Evie there. And their Halloween decorations. That bit where Harry jumped forward there because the robot thing, that dummy thing behind him touched with his arm. And a very, very lovely afternoon. Really nice. Good morning to Rachel. Very good morning to you, Rachel. Welcome to our little show, darling. Welcome along to you. John Aitken, the Sugar Hill Gang. Rapper's Delight is a classic rap song. Yes, excellent song. That goes on a bit, that one, doesn't it? Yeah, people do that at the karaoke sometimes. Christ, it goes on for about 10 minutes, that one. Other karaoke singers get very upset when long songs come on. The other one is Bat Out of Hell. Oh, my God. It's a great song, actually sung extremely well by the delightful Helgi, who's, I don't know if you know Helgi, who comes along to our karaoke night. He's from Iceland. He's actually from Iceland. He sings that really well. But it's a long song, isn't it? And it kind of takes up the time of 3 songs by singing that. Oh, incidentally, with the karaoke, I've been on to the my manager yesterday and mentioned to him the internet difficulties that we've got in there at the moment with a low speed of the upload, which is probably something to do with it cutting off all the time. But actually, I can't use the Wi-Fi in the pub at the moment because it's such a low upload speed. We should be on fibre in there. We were getting 40, 50 meg going up. Now it's like below 1 meg and I can't use it. So he's looking at that for us. All right, so see if we can sort that out. Michael Palman, good morning, Michael. Welcome. Ian, the last line of that poem is start an epidemic and get the world infected, or along those lines. I like it. I like it. Yep. Roy the Boy, very good morning to Roy the Boy this morning. Paul and Lou, you're not too late this morning, are you? Did you go to the Trawler's Catch again for more chips last night? I'm tempted to ask my sister if she wants to go there tonight because we've not got anything on tonight. I might like to do that. On the other hand, I might like to sit in the caravan. I quite like sitting in the caravan at night. Yeah, especially if it's raining outside. It's lovely. Really nice. Have you gained a few pounds, says Mick. No, not in 1 meal you can't. You can't gain a few pounds. It might go up a bit, but if you're very clever about it, you can lose it again the next day. I'd like to congratulate Adam the plumber, incidentally, who's lost 1.5 pounds at Slimming World this week. Congratulations, Adam. Okay, how much is that you've lost so far? 1.5, 2? Is it about 2.5 now? £3, something like that, over the last few weeks? I think maybe something like that. Thank you, Rodder Boys, suggesting people hit the like button. What does that do if you hit the like button? Does that actually do something? as a matter of interest, because I'll be honest, I don't worry too much about numbers. With if I was to get like 2 million likes or 1 like, doesn't really bother me. Does that actually do something? Does that move your video up on the YouTube thing so that it gets noticed in more places or anything like that? I'm not quite sure how that works. Do let us know. Good morning to Fun Things to Do with Tech. Morning. Another one. Yes, excellent. The Crown by the Gary Bird Experience is my favourite rap song. It's got Stevie Wonder in it. A great song. Absolutely great song. Absolutely great song. Paul and Lou are back from Skegness now. So there we are. Tony King says, can we leave the poetry out? Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of poetry, but it's nice. That one's nice. It is nice, that one. There's my Mark Bowles. We were just talking about you earlier, Mark. Oh, no, I'm not repeating it. You'll have to watch the whole show all over again, dear. Morning to you, Mark. Anyway, so that was it. Got back here. And I wanted to get some more sticky hooks because I'd run out of sticky hooks to complete. I'm going to show you the fairy lights in a minute. To complete my fairy lights all around the caravan. So after I left the Malcolm Mums and off went my nephew in the fun bus. They've got like a big transit-y type minibus that's adapted for disabled people. So the little girl goes in the back there and is hooked onto these hooks so the pram doesn't move. I think it's like a very large pram for older children. So she goes in there and off they go. And I went via Coningsby. There's a DIY hardware shop, really, more like a little hardware shop called Unwins. So I went in there and got my plastic hooks. They're quite dear, £3.50 for a little packet of plastic hooks. So I got 2 of those. Came back here. And I thought, well, I'll just finish off my fairy lights before I go for my afternoon nap. And indeed I did. So these little plastic hooks, you kind of... The sticky isn't already on there. So you get the plastic hooks and this little paper... are they out there? Let me see. Let me get them. I'll show you. It's easier to show you what I mean. Where are they now? There we are. Just a minute now. Just a minute. I'm coming back. Stop panicking. Here we are. There we are. So I've got several things to hang these up with. Right, first of all, I've got these gutter hooks. Right, that's them. So literally, they go over the gutter, and then you hook the lights between them. They're very good, and there's kind of, I mean, they're not loose. They're kind of, if you put the gutter in, it kind of holds them because they're not very thick there. So that's one method of doing it. And then I've got these plastic hooks. These are the little hooks. £3.50 for one packet, which I think is quite dear. But nevertheless, and they come like that. So you've got the plastic hook, right? And then you get these little sticky pads. Okay? Little thing of sticky pads. And you have to do it yourself. So you take that sticky pad off there. And then you take one side it says... 1 minute now. Where's my glasses gone? There we are. What's it say? One side it says... What's that say? Well, it says on one side, wall side. Wall side. I don't know why it says wall side. Maybe it's a different type of sticky on each side. I don't know. And then you kind of... They're a bit tricky, really. And then you put the thing on there like that. Right? So that sticky's on there now. And then to put the other bit on the wall... I don't know why that bit's on there. If you pull that back a bit, that kind of loosens the paper there. And then you can pull it off. It's not that easy. I don't find it that easy. I don't know, a lot of DIY stuff. And there you go. And then you would pull that bit of paper off and then snap it and then stick it on the side of the caravan. And they do seem to hold very well. Very easy, incidentally, to put them on upside down. And once you've put them on and stuck them, they're difficult to get off. You've got to get a screwdriver or something and probably scratch up the side of the caravan to get them off again. So you put those on and then you just click the wires through there. And it's quite an easy thing to do. I did get these other things as well. These suction cup hooks, which are these. Right? And these do appear to actually stick quite nice. And you lick the thing and just put it on like that. But the hooks don't really hold the wire. I mean, maybe you should wrap it around there, or perhaps if you closed up that thing, is that easy to do? No, it's not. You'd have to get a pair of pliers and maybe close up the hook a bit on the wire. But these were not that good, useful at all, so we won't bother with those. And while I was there, I got some exterior sticky pads as well. You know, in case people like great nieces and nephews come around and need to be punished, then they will be stuck to the side of the caravan with one of those, and I have hoses of very cold water poured over them while they're standing there, completely unable to escape. Well, I'll put those over there. Hang on a minute, put them there. So that's how I put those on. And so I got the hooks and I came back to the caravan and finished off doing my lights. And here are the pictures of the lights. Now, not completed though. There weren't enough lights. 38 metres of lights and there weren't enough. I've got to get some more. Here we go. Have a look what I've done so far. There we are. You like? So that's the side of the caravan that faces the field. Okay. There's another side view. Hang on, where's the other side view? There's the other side view. That's looking from the other side. Okay. As you can see, I've got them going across. Oh, sorry. I've just moved that, haven't I? What did I do there? Transform. Hang on. Fit to screen. There it goes. As you can see, they go across the steps there. Now, they're not on the steps. They do look like they're on the steps, but I promise you they're not. You can't kind of trip over on those or accidentally crush the lights. They're down far enough so as not to do that. So that goes all around the side. And then on the front, there's the front. Look at that. See how I've got them down, going down the plant sticks. And let me tell you, when you're putting these up, because I did this, some of these I did this at night, right? There's all these spiders everywhere. Yeah. Including those false black widow ones, which I spotted because they got special markings. There's a lot of those around this year. And there's another one of the front there. Just that's the side there, what you just saw, you see. And there's black spiders everywhere. Let me tell you, Rachel sent in the Rachel loves spiders, don't you, darling? I think you've possibly got a spider at home, Rachel. I bet you're one of those people who keeps a tarantula in a box or something like that. Awful, awful. as you're, you know, you're aware that these spiders can bite, but it didn't stop me. And I got my little plastic on and took the paper off the back. And as I'm putting it there, these spiders don't move. They just sit there, waiting, watching. And then, as you push it in, it still doesn't move. And then, if you tap, like, you know, if you tap the caravan, the spider hears it and runs away. So I don't know why we're all so blooming scared of spiders, really. I've never had a spider actually come towards me. Has anyone else? I bet you haven't. And we worry about these spiders. Anyway, as you can see, that may look to you like it's finished. But, and if I come back to photo number 1, you see that like bit of fence there, okay? Well, that bit of fence goes all the way down the side. Can you see where the lights are on the fence there going up? And then they go across the steps. Well, my idea was, excuse me, let me just clear my throat, was that the little lights go all the way down the side of that veranda, okay? But I ran out. So I've given my nephew 20 quid. They were about £24 for like 38 metres, which I think is a very fair price. Very fair. So I've given him some money because they're going back to the garden centre where they came from on Friday. And I can't really do anything on a Friday. The time is too tight for me. And he's going to pick me up another set and I shall do those next week and do some more photos for you. But I love fairy light. It just makes things look pretty, doesn't it? And you notice the multicoloured lights there as well. Okay. Let's have a look there. Or 1 second there. Where are we now? Oh, you're talking to someone there. Oh, well, gosh, your jacket. I've lost my place on the thing. Oh, there's the spider. Let me go after the spiders. The Jets will think it's a landing strip. They may well do, yeah. Imagine, look, I think sometimes it sounds like the blooming planes from the RAF at Coningsby are trying to land on there. It does actually, they're so loud. And they were going last night as well, quite late last night. They do nighttime flights as well, the RAF, when these pilots, of course, they would have to fly at night anyway, didn't they? Morning to Colin K. Good morning to you. Carol and Dave love the lights. Thank you, Carol and Dave. Michael, nice, Chris. The RAF boys will be calling round. Well, that's the general idea, to be honest. John Aitken, your neighbours might think that a gay man is staying there. Why do you think that then? Straight people have fairy lights as well. It's not restricted to gay people to have fairy lights, you know. Thank you, Gareth. It's an old caravan, as I say. It's about 20 years old. You know, no point really in buying a brand new caravan because you have no rights, you see. This is the trouble on a caravan site. You know, you have no rights. I mean, I think the world of the owners here, Sylvie and Alan. I think they're really nice people and they look after the place and they're not greedy people. The ground rent here is dirt cheap, £1,400 a year. And each year it goes up about 50 quid, which you can understand. Everything goes up a little bit each year, which apparently is caused by the council. And the amount that Boston Council charges to empty the bins, which they don't do a particularly good job of a lot of the time. They're always going for the bins, looking for an excuse not to take that one. Do you know what I mean? Oh, there's a bit of cardboard in there. No, that's in the wrong bin. We can't take that. A great big paladins. And they leave it. They leave it. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. But the fact is that any time they could decide to sell the site, and the next bloke or lady comes in and says, right, that £1,400, we're going to double that from this year, and there's nothing you can do about it. They could knock on the door and say, you've got 6 weeks to get your caravan off. And that's it. See, you have no rights on a caravan site whatsoever. You do on a mobile home site. That's a different thing altogether. You do have certain rights, but not on a caravan site. Now, on this particular site I'm on, there is no restriction on the age of the caravan as long as it's kept nice, and I hope that from what you just saw there, you like to think. I like to think I'd try and keep this nice. You know, other caravan sites have a limit, where you can, once it's 15 years old, you've got to get it off and take it somewhere else. You know, with the hope, I suppose, that you'll buy another caravan through the site and they'll make more money off you. So there's no, that's the thing. You couldn't live, I don't think, in a caravan because of that. Thank you, Gareth. Yeah, it's a nice, lovely little plot here. Possibly a caravan, says Roy Lavoie. A helicopter could land on here as well. You're right. It could happen. You know. Ian Day's lights fits for a ferry. More to come. More to come. Why don't you get a proper DMX lighting controller and do a proper job? I take it you know what DMX is. Sean, I do, and I have never got on with it. Can't get my head around it. I find it extremely difficult to understand. To explain to people, DMX is like computer-controlled lighting, right? But the trouble is, when I was DJing and all that, I was brought up on analog. I'm used to pushing a button and that light will come on. Pushing the button again and that light will come off. Each light has its own button. With DMX, it's all computer and you've got to program it all to do this, that and the other, and I find it a nightmare. I cannot get on with DMX. Many, many people have tried to explain to me how it works, but I can't. Can't get my head around it, I'm afraid. And people have said, it can be tricky to get your head around DMX lighting. Once you have, you'll understand it. But I've tried for years to get my head around that. And no, I don't understand DMX lighting. The other thing is, I wouldn't want the lights flashing. They don't flash. Okay? That would be a possible disturbance to perhaps the caravan people around me. And I wouldn't want to upset anyone with noise or flashing lights or anything like that. So they're just static on and that's it. John says his neighbour is terrified of spiders. She screams for me to get them out of her house. Well, more likely she screams for you to get out of the house. I bet you really annoy her, John. Are you round there all the time knocking on the door because you're a bit lonely and you want someone to talk to? I wouldn't open a bloody door to you, mate. It would get on my nerves. Leave her alone. What's wrong with you? Good morning to Claire. Hello, Claire. I had to watch a spider right outside my window, carting a poor bee coated in web across to his lair. Revolting creatures. Oh, they are, Claire. They horrible things, spiders. Oh, God. There was, in Australia, when I was there for the first time, I stayed at this little resort on in Cairns, near Cairns. And my neighbour, who I'd got to talk to, we were in like we were on the first floor. It was only like a ground and a first floor. I was on the first floor. I had this balcony, and someone said, "Chris, have you come and see this spider?" Right? And we were behind the glass, so you know you've got the glass doors and then the balcony. And he says, "Here, look at this, Chris." And he's got this blooming great big spider, it was, in a web, sitting on the balcony. I'm like, oh my God. Anyways, only open the door. I said, oh, don't open the door. He said, no, watch this, watch this. And he twanged the web. I kid you not. And the web didn't break. The web didn't. He twanged this web, and this spider just moved like that. As in, the spider didn't move. The web was moving the spider. I'm like, stop it. Leave it alone. He said, look, it's not interested in us. Look, it knows that whatever is twanging the web is far too big for it to be interested. This thing was massive, this spider. It was awful. Anyway, I couldn't wait to get out of there. Couldn't wait to get out. Horrible things. You're quite right, Claire. Evil things. Gareth, I pay. Yes, there you go. Now, £3,500. Gareth Loxton pays £3,500 a year for his caravan in West Wales. Only open March till November, and council tax. Oh, council tax on top of that. Yeah, but you probably got an entertainment complex, have you? Or some sort of bar or swimming pool or something like that, have you? Yeah, we have nothing here, and we don't. Quite frankly, we don't want anything. Most of us on this site are of an age. We just want a quiet caravan in a quiet situation. Not interested in bars, little shops on site. A customer services area. No, here it's just Sylvie and Alan. That's it. You got a problem, you go to them. There's no like large management structure or anything like that. And it works very well for us. £3,500 is about normal. I've heard. Haven holidays, they can go up to £5,000-6,000 a year. When you start talking to that, it's a lot of money, isn't it? But £3,500 is about average. I think that's a lot, but it is average. So you've probably got some sort of a complex. I'm surprised that you've got the council tax on top. Our site here is open April to January, right the way round, closed February and March. You're not allowed to stay in here February and March. You can come and do work on the caravan during the daytime, but you're not allowed to sleep here. That's their license. If you was to sleep here and got caught by the council, who come around, they come around and sit outside on the road watching. Seriously, Sylvie was telling me that some time ago. Yeah, and if they catch someone, they can then. I think they tell that person. Also, the site owner can get a big fine or a slap on the wrist, or indeed have the license taken away. That's how it is. So for 2 months we can't come here. Ian, my nan and granddad had to move from their old caravan site as it closed down. Their caravan looked like new, but was 15 years old, and only a couple of suites would take a caravan of that age. Sites, you mean, I think. Yeah, you're quite right, yeah. You see, this is the difficulty, the whole caravan thing. And people did warn me. I think Claire warned me that owning a caravan is a bit of a bottomless pit. Depends where you are, though. I hear what you're saying then, caravanners, Claire, as well as other people. But I think I was very lucky to find kind of the right site, really. The right site who will allow you to stay here as long as the caravan is kept clean. You're quite right. Mark, what was it you said about me? I can't remember, Mark. It was a big beginning of the show, dear. When we've finished, please watch on the United Kingdom Talk player. Available to all in full colour at no additional cost. Don't get much better than that, does it, eh? John, his neighbour, loves him. I'm her hero. You're her hero. There you go. Sean's going on about DMX, says it's easy once you get to know the principles of it. As has been explained to me, Sean, but if your mind doesn't think digitally, it's very, very difficult to work it out. And indeed, Sean is saying there a lot of people can't use it. No, I can't, Sean. I've tried for years. And once you've tried something, I think also once you get a mental block on something, it's difficult to understand it anyway, isn't it? Will you put in a smart switch on the lights so you control them from Bracknell? They're on timer. They're actually on a timer. They are on a smart plug as well. I've got a few things on smart plugs in here. The fairy lights outside. I've got a white light that comes on out the front as well at a certain time. Both of those are on timers. Also, I've got a smart plug on my kettle. And as I said the other day, I fill it up with water. Certainly when before I go swimming, I fill it up with water, switch it on. And then when I leave the swimming pool, when I'm about 10 minutes away, I'll turn the kettle on. And by the time I'm here, it's boiling. It's a 900 watt, I think it's a 700 or 900 watt kettle, which is a low wattage kettle here. But that's so that there's not so much electricity in a caravan and you can't have like very high powered thing. Well, you can have a couple, but you can't have them all on at the same time because it just trips the electric. That's quite normal in a caravan as well. Rachel sends pictures of spiders because she knows I don't like them. What don't you like, Rachel? And I'll keep doing it for you as well. Perhaps singing. My singing, maybe. Michael's coming down to the pub on Monday. Excellent, Michael. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Morning to you. John reckons it was a huntsman spider. They only want insects. Yeah, I mean, most spiders... I've never, ever come across a spider that has come towards me. You know, as soon as they hear you, they're off, mate. Hiding under a brick or possibly your bed. I wonder how many spiders are under your bed, Rachel. Waiting to bite you as you're asleep. Scary. Adrian, you can write the cost of your caravan off against tax over a few years. How's that? I don't think so. I don't think you can, Adrian. How would you do that? No, I don't think you can write off the cost of a caravan. This is one would consider it a luxury, really. I mean, it's not exactly a luxurious caravan. I'm very happy. It's very homely. But it's certainly not new and it's certainly not luxury. But it would be, I think, owning a caravan is more of a luxury, you know. Not many people actually have got one. I feel very, very lucky to have this. I feel extremely lucky to have it on the position it's in as well. And with my lovely neighbours everywhere. So there we are. I don't think you can write off the cost of a caravan against tax. You might want to look into that, Adrian. Claire says, I did warn you, down our way you pay £5,000 a year rent. There you are. I told you. What I pay here, £1,400 a year, is nothing in comparison to some of these sites. But Claire says, I did warn you, down our way, £5,000 a year rent, but you've got a fantastic deal where you are and I've had so much enjoyment from yours. Absolutely, yeah. Being able to just pop in the car and see my sister or my wonderful nephew and his wonderful, wonderful little children whenever I want while I'm up here. It's just fantastic. Last night I was over my nephew's last night. After I put the lights up last night, I had a little sleep and popped over my nephew's and had a nice time over there. You know, my great niece Evie had been helping my sister make a lemon what's it called, a lemon cake, and they were insistent. She said, "Oh, do you want a piece of lemon cake?" Says my nephew's wife last night. I said, "I better not. No, it'd probably give me acid." It's Evie will be very upset. Oh, did you make it, Evie? Yes. She never told me. Evie never told me it was helped with by my sister, her nan. Oh, go on then. I'll have a piece. So I had this lemon cake, which was, it was lovely. Lemon cake. Within 10 minutes, the acid starts, doesn't it? Because bread, cakes, anything like that, they set terrible acid off in my stomach. You know, awful. And but that's how it is. But the cake itself was absolutely lovely. Really lovely. Chocolate doesn't do that. I did have a little search in the fridge for the chocolate. I couldn't find it though. She's hidden that away from me somewhere. Hidden it. John, my home is very clean. Spiders are happy in dirty houses. Well, they look for flies, don't they? If you've got no flies, then you won't have any spiders, I suppose. When you see these some of these house spiders, right? They can't. If they don't get any, how long can they go without eating spiders? Because I must say, I don't think there's any flies in here. I do. The first thing I do when I get here, right, I drop my bags in, put the kettle on, and I immediately walk round looking for spiders. That's the first thing I do when I get here. Look at that bloody great big thing that came out from behind the heater. A couple of Mondays ago, I turned the heater on. This thing crawled out. Oh my God. And it was too big to catch. Nope. Hoover. Ooh. And they don't crawl back out of Hoovers either. High Grade Gaming likes the caravan. Thank you very much. Lemon drizzle. No, I don't think it was lemon drizzle cake. It was just lemon cake. I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference. I'm not quite sure what, though. Good morning to Martin. There's my sister's husband there, brother-in-law, who's having a tea break between restorations. He'll be making a video. There we are. Good morning, Martin. Adrian, you can again. It's your taxed as a second studio. Is affiliated to your work because when you work up north, that's. I think you're pushing it there, Adrian. It's like all these people. I wouldn't want to push my tax affairs. You know, my accountant does all my tax affairs. I hear what you're saying there. Adrian saying it's your second studio affiliated to your work because when you work up north, it's a base you have to use. But I do believe you have a good chance of doing or part of the cost. I think you're pushing it a bit, Adrian. I know a lot of people, every time they go out for a meal, they put the receipt through their books and tell the tax man that it was a business lunch when it damn well isn't. You know, I think you're pushing your luck there. No, I wouldn't want to do that. No, you get a tax. You upset the tax people by not paying enough tax. They will come. It's worse than doing a murder. Not that I've done any murders. Maybe a few rabbits accidentally as I've been driving along, but that's about it. No, I wouldn't want to push it. I leave it to my accountant. If my accountant had thought that I could do that, he would have said so. It's not worth taking a risk doing all that. Just pay your bills and be done with it, mate. Mick, the spiders come in from the warm. I'm sure they do. Gareth, we need a YouTubers party at your caravan next season. I'll even come up from Wales. Oh, there won't be enough people here. We don't want to upset the neighbours with noise. No upsetting the neighbours. I think there was a couple of people looking at the caravan next door to me. I think she's going to sell it. What happened next door is that the lady two across and one caravan down the other way, she bought it as a project, and she done it up for her family. But I gather, talking to one of my other lovely neighbours here, I think it was Elaine, Ken and Elaine, who have a few caravans down. They're lovely people, they really are. And good morning to Maureen, texting in there. Good morning, Maureen. Morning, welcome to the show. And so the family came down as soon as she bought it. They were here the next day, and they stayed. Some children, as you know, a little bit noisy, which doesn't make me angry. It just thought, oh God, I've lost my peace and quiet. You know, didn't make me angry. Children are children. That's how it is. They make a lot of noise. But they were kind of running around the caravan. I thought, oh, you know, I thought I was going to have to go. Really, to be honest. But anyway, they bought it for them. Now, I recently found out this week that apparently she wanted to be sort of paid back for the caravan, but the family have shown very little interest in this. So I believe what's going to happen now is that she's going to sell it on to someone else. Now, the caravan next door to me has only one bedroom, so I very, very much doubt that a family would buy it. Of course, what could happen is that a family buy that caravan and then put a different caravan on it with many bedrooms. But I can't see that happening somehow. And I think probably an elderly couple or someone on their own, like me, will probably move into that, and then that'll be all hunky-dory, won't it? So we can't be making noise and upsetting the other caravan people. Okay? Right, so no YouTubers party, I'm afraid. That'll have to be an afternoon tea at the Mandarin Oriental or something like that in London. I don't mind meeting up with everyone in there if someone wants to arrange it. I ain't paying. No, certainly not. Can't pay. Can't pay. You'll take it away. All right. My sister's up at Gary's house at the moment, probably doing some work as well. Good morning to Roy Brownlowe. Morning, Roy. Morning. Fran says, you want to try coconut and lime cake? Oh, that sounds nice. Coconut and lime cake. But you see, the trouble is it gives me acid. Anything like flour related seems to give me a pizza as well. It's terrible. Really terrible. Let's have a look. John has just turned on the lamp and the bulb popped. Oh. Is it an LED bulb or one of the old ones? Oh, I don't know about that. Good morning to Info Scuba Diving. Buy the next door caravan and have Studio 2. There's only me though, isn't it? All right. How much is the caravan next door to me? I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what it's being sold for. There's another one next door to that as well, actually. And that's on at about 12,500, which I think, I'll be honest with you, I think that's a bit overpriced. I only paid 8 for this. And that one's on for 12,500. It's strange, actually. There's a few caravans actually on this site for sale at the moment. Last year, they were coming up on the board. The next day, they disappeared. They were going like this. That hasn't happened this year. And at one point, there were like 5 or 6 caravans on the board, which were up there for some time. There's also one right down the end. Well, she wants 25,000 for that. I mean, it's a lot newer than this, and it's bigger. They've put on like a conservatory on the side and stuff like that. But 25 grand. That's a lot of money in it. That's a lot of money. All right. So I don't know the price of that one. I had to cancel an Amazon order. If you were watching the karaoke on Monday night, you may have noticed some of the I've got this device, okay, and a lot of karaoke people and people who work in theatre, places like that, they've got this device which limits the sound of your voice. Now, a lot of people can use a mic correctly, and you know, really, when you've got a microphone, you want the same level of sound coming through. Okay. Otherwise, it's painful on people's ears. Now, the person singing won't notice the fact that it's painful on people's ears. Everyone else will. So this device smooths out the level of the sound. Okay. So if I'm talking like this, and if I was to shout this out, oh, bow, like that, bow, it would stop that very loud bang coming through the microphone. Now, some singers, they try to get over this by picking up a karaoke microphone and talking, oh, it's not very loud, it's not very loud. And then you turn it up, and then they sing so loud, and it's painful on the ears. So this device is supposed to stop that happening, right? One of the cables went down Monday, so I didn't have it on Monday. And every now and again, someone would scream into the bloody mic. Another thing a lot of people do, the verse comes on, and then the chorus comes on, like that. They don't bother with the verse, and it's painful on people. Is this device? Anyway, the cable went down, and I ordered one off Amazon, which is usually where I order cables from now. And so it's all ordered, and I didn't think anything more of it. One click order, and thought that'd be here by Wednesday. And then I went back to check, you know, because I hadn't had an email through after 2 days telling me when it was going to be delivered. Mid-December to January. I thought, well, that's no good, so I cancelled that last night. That was quite an easy thing, actually, to cancel the order. Oh, I must say, hello, I don't think he's with us this morning. Tommy Flynn. Tommy Flynn this morning. Tommy Flynn, thank you very much for emailing me. You remember that excellent series I was going on about at the beginning of the year, Pose, Series 1? Excellent TV series. Series 2 is coming on and starting on BBC Two Colour on, it's either Saturday or Sunday. Okay, so keep an eye. I know Maureen likes that as well. So the second series of Pose is coming on BBC Two Colour on, 1 minute. Pose, oh hang on, Pose BBC Two. Let's have a look. The new series. Pose Series 1, Pose Episode Guide, Pose on BBC Two. Can't find it now. Oh, 1 minute. No. Saturday, is it maybe? Let's have a look. Saturday. Pose BBC Two. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? I can't see that now. Let me see if I can find his email and I can tell you when that's on. Because it's a really good series. It's all set in New York. Where are you, Tommy? Here it is. Here it is. Pose Series 2 starts on Saturday on BBC Two Colour. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. I know some of you watch Pose on BBC Two. Excellent, excellent TV series. Scrolling down there. Roy the Boy, £8,000 for a 20-year-old caravan. That's a lot. Do you think so? Well, it's the position, though. You're paying for the position as well, Roy the Boy. That's the thing. That it is the position of the caravan as well. All right. So there we go. I think that's excellent, is it? Just a minute. Now, there we are. Good. Right, just wanted to say I got emails from Roy the Boy and Steph who requested to be added to the bingo system, which I have to do that on Saturday, so I did get your emails on that, all right? And those of you that have done a super chat this week, anyone who's done a super chat, you'll be getting your badges. Again, I'll be sending those off on Saturday morning. There's the super chat badge. Anyone who sends a super chat gets a super chat badge, okay? I have noticed there's no messages coming through on the Facebook thing by the look of things. Let me see if they're just not coming through again. And there are actually messages, are there? Oh, there are. Ah, now look at that. Oh, hang on, 2 comments. Oh, okay, 2 comments on there. Oh, so that's good. Almost everyone's now moved over to YouTube, which is excellent. Give Toby his badge. Yes, Toby's badge, Roy. That's in my bag, waiting for Toby. Worry not. That has been provided by him. Okay? Perhaps, as you know, we saw Toby on Monday, but you hadn't done it by then. That's why he hasn't got it yet. God's sake, man. We haven't been there Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, have we? He may be on Friday, in which case he will be presented with this badge in full colour. Perhaps, would you like to do a little email, perhaps, Roy? And I can give that to him. There's the email address. I can give that to him and you can say, here, I bought you a badge, Toby, to wear and be presented with live on the stage in front of our millions of people all over the world. All right? Good morning to Alan Wainwright. Welcome to the show, Alan. Where's young Sam this morning? Sam 458 isn't there this morning, is he? Right, get ready for the raffle tickets. Now, we've done a few stories about disgusting people on planes working. Roy wants the speech and the photo as well. I don't know if he wants a photo of me, Roy. I'm not sure he wants. Has he got a dartboard at home, maybe? We often talk about people on the planes who have absolutely no idea of how to act on a plane. People with their feet up on chairs and stuff like that. Well, it's trains this morning. In the Daily Mirror today, a man has described how he was left fuming after a fellow commuter plonked himself down on the train table in front of him instead of taking a seat, meaning the other man's bum was very close to his face. Well, it depends what his bum's like, doesn't it? Now, I'm looking up and down my list of people this morning, and I'll be honest with you, apart from Mark Bowles, I don't think there's a bum that I'd want sitting in front of me on a table. Please don't take that personally. That's just how it is. I mean, what have we got here? Mick Davenport, Roy the Boy, Roy Brownlowe, Alan Wainwright, maybe Sean. I don't know what Gareth looks like. John Aitken has kind of gone past that point. I don't think there's anyone there that I'd want bums to be sitting very close to my face. To be honest, don't be disrespectful. You know, that's how it is. Martin, what did you think of the photos I sent you? Because we did my bum's pert, says Roy Brownlowe. I don't think it is, Roy. I'm not so sure about that. Martin, my brother-in-law, is putting together some calendars. There's 4 of us who are going to be featured on his calendars that we may be giving away for a £9.99 super chat. Okay, coming up towards the Christmas period. Calendars, limited edition. We'll only have, I think, is it 10 each or 20 each, something like that. One's a bit blurry, is it? Okay. Well, is there 2 there that you can use as a matter of interest? Is there enough there for you to choose from? Or do I have to do some more? Do let us know. Back to this story then. A man's described how he was left fuming after a fellow commuter plonked himself down on a train table in front of him instead of taking a seat. It's just sitting on tables where people eat. I mean, what if he was farting on there? I was doing a lot of that around my nephews last night, to the great amusement of great nephew Harry, who won't get in the car with me now. Because the kids came over to have a look at the fairy lights last night. I said, do you want to get in my car? No, you fart too much, Harry said. This bloke branded the rail passenger crass and a bit inconsiderate following the incident, saying he didn't ask for permission or say thank you for letting him sit on the table. This bloke, who's 57 years old, was on his morning journey to London at the time and claims there were a number of proper seats available during the half-hour ride. Speaking about the experience, He says it was very egocentric and very self-centered on his part, particularly when, as he sat down, the thing visibly bent. What thing? Oh, the table, you mean, the table. Okay. Not only was he doing this rather rudely and inconsiderately, but he was potentially causing damage to the table. It's not uncommon for someone to get on the train as the train starts to crowd up and just plonk down and use that table in front of people as a seat. I mean, you wouldn't sit on a table, would you? It's just awful. He said, this particular one I thought was particularly egregious. What's that? Egregious? I don't know what that word is. Because there were empty seats on the train. I mean, there's no excuse, is there? He said he didn't say anything to the commuter in question, but simply sat there and fumed. Well, you don't, do you? Because you don't know who you're talking to half the time. Yeah, how do you know that person is not like a mass murderer or something like that? Awful people. It's the same when you cut or you know, if you're on the road, okay, and someone cuts you up. You know, I know some of you probably will then put your foot down and try and catch up with that person. But you don't know who's just cut you up. Have they got a gun in the car? Have they got a knife in the car? You know, you catch up with them and they stop at the lights and you stop at the lights and this bloke gets out and you get out and you could be dead. Just let them go. There's no point. No point. It's like these idiots, especially round here, idiots on these narrow roads. Okay, who want to go at 70 mile an hour. In fact, there's a bumpy road, which I've mentioned several times here, that goes from the caravan to Boston. It's a long, fairly straight road, but nevertheless, it's very narrow and it's very, very bumpy in parts. And yesterday, there were 2 cars, as I had left the studio and went down to the swimming pool, there were 2 cars. They must have been doing 70 on this road. And you can see them like that as you're coming towards you, you know, trying to concentrate so that they can get... They wouldn't occur to them to slow down a bit because there's a car coming the other way and the road is very narrow. Bloody dangerous. Really idiots. But nevertheless, you know, if I was to turn around and catch up with them, one of them might have a knife in the car. You know, what's the point? Let them go. 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 Wonder Woman, what are you waiting for, darling? Little happy faces there. What are you waiting for, Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman. Carol and Dave, are yours doing a WI? What's the WI calendar? Is that Women's Institute? Is that a Women's Institute calendar? Roy Brownlowe reckons a blurry picture of me is the best sort. You say no there, Martin. Does that mean that none of the pictures are any good at all? Or is there 2 there that you can use? What about that one? I thought that one for the Valentines do, wouldn't it? John says, you once said many years ago that I had the sexiest bum in Earls Court. My other half thinks it still is. Well, you hit the nail on the head there, actually, John. You once said, and then the clue is in the next 2 words. Next 3 words. Many years ago, lovey. Many years ago. The clue is there in your own words, my darling. All right? Wonder Woman wants a calendar for $9.99, do you, darling? What it is, it's Martin, of course, the main man. Martin and my sister are on their retro store channel. And then there's Mix Mowers, who pops up on here sometimes. Roy the Boy's on the calendar, and myself. There won't be any naked pictures of me, I'm afraid. None at all. No, I'm sorry. The Valentine's... Oh, it's the Valentine's one. Not very clear, is it? Oh, dear. Are any of them any good that I sent you? Are they all not very good? Oh, dear. Anyway, right. Get ready for raffle tickets, boys and girls. First of all, do you ride horses? I must say, I always feel a little bit worried about those poor donkeys walking up and down Skegness and the enormous people that come towards them, dear. I mean, the life of a donkey isn't very good. Well, in the metro this morning, this horse has got the right idea. And there's a picture of the horse. It says, this horse is a very good actor. Every time someone tries to ride him, he appears to give up the ghost and drops to the floor pretending to be dead. My sister loves horses. That's one of my sister's, would you call it an ambition? wants. One of my sister's things is to one day own her own horse. She'd love that. I think. Am I right in thinking Claire's got a horse? Have you got a horse? Have you got a horse? Roy the boy, you should do a picture of yourself in drag. Actually, I won't say what it was, but I was talking to my brother-in-law about a similar thing. Okay, don't tell him, Martin, which I may or may not try and do, but it involves being able to take a picture outside with not too many people watching, with no one watching, because I can't have anyone watching me doing a picture like that. Because I think that would be very funny. Very, and there's one person in particular who would laugh their head off if they saw it. That's all I'm saying. So I'm looking into that, okay? Back to this story. Jingang is the name of the horse. Has got the death trick down so well that he even loosens his tongue and puts his hooves in weird positions to make it look like he can go on no longer. His owners say it happens whenever people try and get on him. I think there's a lot of people do that in bed as well. They play dead. You awake? You okay then. Who does that, ladies? A man at the ranch who is trying to teach Jingjang how to take people for rides around the Korean countryside says it was cute but a bit naughty. He only stays on the ground for a few seconds, but the moment anyone starts approaching to get on him again, he drops back to the floor. One person who viewed the video says he's not lazy, he's smart. Why carry such a heavy load when you can get away with it? And there's pictures of this horse laying on the ground every time someone tries to ride him, poor thing. It's not much fun being a small pony or something like that, is it? I said being a small pony, not having a small pony. Claire, my sister had a horse and owned a tack shop, but I'm a dog person. My life revolves around my dogs. Oh, how lovely. Sorry, I thought you had a horse there. My sister would love to own her own horse. She really did. Info scuba diving. We have 2 horses, ex-race horses. Beautiful. Aren't they wonderful, cute animals? They're very gentle, aren't they, horses? I suppose they must get annoyed at some point. Do your horses ever get annoyed or upset and start kicking off, so to speak, kicking off? All right. Rachel's got 2 horses, clothes horses. Oh, okay. Plastic clothes horses from Argos, no doubt. All right. Do you think of you think doing a pic like Billy Connolly? I haven't seen a Billy Connolly pic. I don't know what one you're talking about there, Fran. I don't think I've seen that, darling. Who wants a raffle ticket? Speak now. It's raffle ticket time here on the Chris Reardon Show. Someone on Monday will once again win another fridge magnet. Here they are. Fridge magnets. Oh, they're going down and down. Once they're gone, they're gone. Let's go. Roy the boy gets ticket number 570. Roy the boy 570. Mick Davenport 571. Jason Hughes 572. Ian Days 573. Tony King 574. Carolyn Dave 575. John Aitken 576. Martin 577. Michael Lawrence 578. Sean Pye 579. Roy Brownlowe 580. 581 for Roy Brownlowe. Diane Jeb 581, darling. Claire 582. Mega Andy 583. Oops, I put Mega Andy 583. 584 goes to in the nude skipping. Oh no, there won't be a nude picture of me, Fran. No, no one wants to see a nude picture of me. Not anymore. I was cute, just like John Aitken was many years ago, dear. Weren't I, John? John will tell you. John was cute. He was cute. I was cute. We were all cute once. You still are cute, Fran. I know that. I can't even see you, but I just know from your personality that you're a cute person. Mega, it does make me laugh. Those of you that know the term twink. You get these people sort of over 23 who still think they're a twink. No, dear. You're not a twink over 23. Someone in their 30s, they still think they're twinks. What are they like? Mega Andy, we've got Mega Andy. Joanna Evola. All right, Joanna, darling. Evola. 58. What you got there? 584. Fran Green, 585. Oh, my sister's there as well. You're keeping very quiet, Sharon. 586. Very quiet there. Shania. Again, Shania, how long have you been there this morning? Again, sitting there quietly on the side, taking it all in, watching what's going on. Is that everyone? There we are. That's all right, Fran. John was very handsome, chased by many. Sometimes I got caught. What do you mean sometimes? You practically threw yourself off in Earls Court, if I remember rightly, dear. Oh, dear. It was like a revolving door, your house, wasn't it? Aren't we awful? Is that everyone? I'm not wearing a mankini either. Oh, what's that green thing that bloke bought? Oh, that green thing. What was his name now? He was in a film. This all-in-one green mankini. Oh, it looked dreadful. Not my sort of thing at all. Has everyone got their raffle tickets? If I've missed anyone out, please speak now. Or forever hold thy beautiful tongues. I'll just come and hold your tongue for you. There we are. That's that done. And there we are. Can you settle an argument between me and a friend? What's the argument, Sean? Borat. Thank you, sis. Borat. Fran. Borat. That's the one. No, I'm not wearing anything like that, I'm afraid. Everyone got their ticket? Good. Right. Anyone who's watching a recording of the show, you can get a ticket. Just email me at that address and I'll put you a ticket and I'll reply to your email with your ticket number, okay? Don't forget Friday, no show on Friday, I'm afraid, while I'm up at the caravan. There just isn't time to do one in the morning and go swimming as well. What's your argument, Sean? I shall wait for your argument. This is a little bit of more motoring news for you boys and girls. Now, I don't know what you think about smart motorways. I think they're blooming dangerous. Not all of them, unless... I don't know. Do all smart motorways use the hard shoulder as an extra lane? You see, I think that's incredibly dangerous. I really do think that's dangerous. There's a particular point of the M3 where I travel down, if I'm in Bracknell, coming into London, either M4 or M3. When I use the M3, there's a bend, okay? And I never forget coming down there some months ago now, and I was on the inside lane. I always travel on the inside lane. And at this point, I think we were told to use the inside lane as another lane. So I'm on basically the old hard shoulder, okay? But that's now an inside lane, as indicated by the signs above. Right? So on that inside lane, and I've come around this corner, and all of a sudden, right in front of me, is a car stopped with its hazard lights on. I saw that car. I've been paying full attention to the road. Let's be honest, we should always pay full attention to the road. We don't always do. We might look down suddenly and do something on the radio. I certainly don't ever use texting on my phone or anything like that in the car. But sometimes, you might drop your eyes or maybe look at one of the control things or something like that. Thank you, Maureen. Ticket number for Maureen, 588 for Maureen. There we are. Just texting in there, Maureen 588. And fortunately I was looking, but had I but looked down for a couple of seconds at the console and then looked back up, that car would have been right in front of me and I could have hit that. That's why I do not like this idea of using the hard shoulder as an extra lane. Whether or not the rest of the road is now full up and chock-a-block with traffic, I don't think you should be using that hard shoulder as an extra lane. Ambulances, fire engines, they all use that lane when there's an accident. down the road somewhere and we're all chock-a-block. Well, if there's loads of cars in front of them, oh, okay, probably you can all move over slightly, I don't know, and make a bit of a gap. But nevertheless, dangerous. And I hate this idea of changing motorways so that you can use that inside hard shoulder as another lane. Very dangerous, especially on bends. Anyway, in the Sun this morning, it reports smart motorways with hard shoulders used only at peak times are too complicated and no more will be built, a road boss says. A road boss says. Now, I've got to be honest, I don't see what's complicated about them. Right? I really don't. There are signs up on above you, right? It tells you how fast to go. If there's a red cross, you don't use that lane. I mean, I've seen the times I've seen red crosses over the gantry and people carry on in that lane. Ridiculous. As soon as you see with that red cross, you're not supposed to go under that red cross. You see it in front of you, get over before you've gone under there. Might even be a camera there, I don't know. Just blooming ridiculous. Highways England chief Jim O'Sullivan told MPs too many drivers did not understand the setup. I mean, what is there not to understand though? It says use hard shoulder. How difficult is that? Or there's an arrow going that way, which means move over. It's not difficult. So I don't understand why they're so complicated. Nevertheless, the arrangement is used on sections of the M1, M4, M5, M6, M42 and M62. There's also one on the M3 as well. I don't know why that's not mentioned. Mr. O'Sullivan said people were confused about when they could use the hard shoulder and when it was emergency only. Well, the trouble with emergency only, you know, is that something needs to have happened, okay, before they close that lane. Now, if a car has broken down, it's kind of, you got to hit the car, create an accident, and then they close it. This is ridiculous. He told the Commons Transport Committee people whose normal daily commute takes place at 8 or 9 o'clock, if they've been to the dentist and come out at 11 o'clock, they drive down the hard shoulder. When we close it at other times of the day, people still drive down it. You know, not seeing this. I mean, do they become blind to these signs above them or something? Even when it's open, the usage of that running lane is much lower because people aren't sure. Now, it's a good lane to be in, to be honest, that hard shoulder. Because everyone else is on the side. It's like these bus lanes in London. There's a particular one in Hammersmith, okay? If you're coming from you'll know this, John. If you're coming from Shepherd's Bush to Hammersmith, there's a bus lane that goes, there's like a double set of traffic lights. Come out Shepherd's Bush, right, down Shepherd's Bush, turn left towards Hammersmith. You know where I am, John. Past a load of shops, and then you kind of get a double set of traffic. There's one there, and then there's a bit of a gap where you get a few cars in, and another one there. After that, there's a bus lane, right? And you see them. All these stupid, silly Uber drivers are sticking on the... They won't go in the bus lane. This is like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, the bus lane is 4 to 7 p.m, but they won't go in it. So there we are, you know, these cars are queuing up over there. I'm straight down the side. Straight down the side. Stupid. Because I don't know whether they don't understand it. If so, they shouldn't be driving on British roads. Simple as that. He says, I don't think we'll be building any more dynamic shoulder smart motorways. As I say, I understand when you can't not use them. Right? You don't have to remember this information. It's on the signs above you. But I do think they are dangerous things and they should be left. If you're in trouble, a burst tyre, then you've got that lane to move over. If it's a smart motorway, right, you move over and the car behind you may not realise what's happened and carries on going at 70 mile an hour. Well, not me, 55 mile an hour if it's me. It says other types of smart motorway include all-lane running where the hard shoulder has been removed. Yeah, this is the ones I'm talking about. And controlled motorways with variable speed limits and a hard shoulder. But concerns are growing that losing the breakdown lane has caused deaths. I'm sure it has. This came months after a woman was killed on the same stretch after leaving a broken down car. You know, you don't, I mean, the thing is, you don't want to be sitting in a broken down car on the hard shoulder of a motorway. A lorry could come right up behind you, or maybe a lorry just perfectly normal, paying full attention, and his tyre bursts. And it goes veering across the road into your car. You're sitting in it, dead. Dead. You've got to get out of that car and then move to the other side of the barrier if there is one. Haven't you? And then people just get out of the car and casually walk out. They open the door, completely unaware of these cars tearing past at 80 mile an hour. Ridiculous. Mr. O'Sullivan insisted that smart motorways were as safe or safer than conventional motorways. You must be joking. They are not. They are not. The simpler motorways are to understand, the safer they are to be, says the RAC. So there we are. You know, but I'm glad they're going to stop. It looks like they're going to stop doing these blooming things. Let's scroll up. Sean says he told his friend. His friend told me that gay people used to have their own language. That would be before me. It wasn't so much their own language, or our own language, I suppose I'd say. More of a words that only they would understand. Actually, I don't get it. I think it was called Polare or something like that. John, do you know anything about that? John, Polare, certain words. It wasn't a complete different language. It was certain words, but you're asking the wrong person there, so I don't know, I'm afraid. Okay. Jason, can we have tickets for tomorrow as well? No, if there's no show, there's no tickets, I'm afraid. You don't get a show Friday, I'm afraid, when I'm at the caravan. It's just too tight at the time. Mark Bowles, 589, Mark. Thank you. Well, hang on, didn't I stop doing tickets? Oh, I don't mind. Shania's got 589. Shania's been on and off when I get messages as I'm watching on my phone and can't listen to you and answer messages at the same time. Okay, Shania, no need for you, darling, to ever come out with an explanation of your activities. I know you are a super fan, darling. A super fan, lovey, super fan. High Grade Gaming, did I miss the ticket? Yeah, you did. Where did you go? Never mind, High Grade Gaming. 590 for High Grade Gaming. Okay. Mega Andy's away Sunday. I see someone else had a favour the other day, so I thought I'd ask. If I win on the bingo, can you drop me a text to prompt me to come on and claim? No. Absolutely not. No. The bingo is for people who are sitting there and playing it. It becomes complicated if people are asking for favours. You see, I knew I shouldn't have done that the other day. Give Claire a ticket. Early or late, whatever it was. That won't be happening again for anyone now because you all moaned. There you go. Because you all moaned. Brook Green, that's the one, John. Yeah, Brook Green is where I mean. That's where you can either go off to the really posh houses down that big road. I think they've actually got 2 lanes each side on that road, haven't they, or something like that. That's exactly where I mean there. And then there's the bus lane that comes out. All the drivers, they all move over onto the road and I just tear past them on the inside lane. 20 mile an hour, mind. 20 mile an hour for about... Nothing moves, does it? Good morning to David in Hemel, who's been slagging me off on Facebook for an hour, and you haven't disagreed with a word I've said. That's because none of your messages... Oh, is that not working again? That was working earlier, the Facebook message thing. Is that not working again now? Let me have a look. It was. I don't know why. We'll be leaving Facebook not this Saturday, next Saturday, okay? That's when we stop doing that. No, you haven't. You're a liar. There's 2 messages on Facebook and yours is not one of them. You're a liar, David. Trying to wind me up, dear. See, I catch out lies. I get very disappointed with people that lie on this programme, my darling. What a good job you haven't asked for a raffle ticket today, because you wouldn't have got one, David. Terrible man you are. Terrible, terrible man. Lying to me. Clearly not a Catholic. Shania, have a word with him, darling. Shania, I think we mean to send a priest over to you, my dear. Polari, thank you, David. That's the word. That is it, Polari. David and Hemel is in the house. There we are. Good morning. I got your ticket. Didn't I just give you a ticket, High Grade Gaming? I did, didn't I? I've just done one. Yeah, there. I've just done one for you. Okay. There's no favouritism here on this programme, Roy. Roy Brownlowe, when you start looking, which won't happen, like Mark Bowles, then you too can have a bit of favouritism, all right? But until then, I'm afraid I think the train has gone for you, Roy, to be honest. The plane has taken off. The bus has left the station. Too late. Once it's gone, it's gone. Thank you. uh, let's talk about bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Where's Roy the Boy's ticket? He had one earlier. Would I lie to you, says David in Hemel. Yes. Yes, at least you don't moan at the karaoke like some of them. Oh, you've missed me out. Oh, the lights are too bright. Oh, moan and moan. Why haven't you got a pumpkin? No, I haven't got a pumpkin. I have a little backdrop for you for Halloween. Don't worry. So I've got that. Funnily enough, when I was around my nephew's house last night, the kids were carving out the pumpkins. Harry had to have gloves on. Yeah, not immediately. Great nephew Harry, he's 6. So they start doing this pumpkin thing. Oh, I did have to have a word with great niece Evie. She had this blooming sharp knife. And I said, Evie, and she's got her hand is below the blade. One thing we were taught in the Scouts, never have your hand in front of the blade. Always behind the blade. So I taught her, I said, hold the top there and can't go downwards. Then you won't cut your hand. She's poking this thing with a sharp knife. Oh, my God. I could see accidents happening. But Harry, he starts scooping out this pumpkin with a spoon. Okay, and then he moved on to his hands. He was doing it for about half an hour. Don't it take a long time to scoop out? I haven't got time for that. Oh my God, no patience at all. So he's scooping out this thing with a spoon. Then he moved on to his hands for about half an hour, and then he decided he wanted gloves on. And I'm like, why do you need gloves? Oh, my hands are getting all stiff. I said, you've been doing it for half an hour. I want gloves on. I want. Oh, go and get gloves. Stacey said, my nephew's husband. So he went and put a couple of rubber gloves on. And of course, as soon as he puts on, the little girl, oh, I want gloves too. It's always the same, innit? One sees one get something, so the other one wants it as well. So they're both sitting there with these rubber gloves on. And anyway, they both went outside. I think that was when I was getting my piece of lemon cake. I swapped over the pumpkins. I swapped over the pumpkins quickly. And they came back and just carried on. And after they'd finished, they cut little eyes and all that in these pumpkins and whatever. After they finished, I said, yeah, I swapped your pumpkins over. And the little girl's like, what? I said, you've got Harry's pumpkin. No, I haven't. I said, yes, you have. I said, ask Daddy. Daddy, did he swap the pumpkins over? Yes. Oh, what? I'm here to terrorise great nieces and nephews. You know that. I can't wait to get over to Cyprus. Actually, my niece's children are actually much easier to terrorise for some reason than my nephew's children. My nephew's children have kind of got a bit too used to it, I think. Have a fun day. Fun things to do with tech is just off now. Thank you very much for joining us for most of the show. And we're nearly finished now anyway. David, let's have a look. Where are we now? Have you put pumpkin inside in garden for squirrels? No, I don't want squirrels around. Thank you very much. They invade your space. They're getting very. I think the people are getting very jealous of you, David, Mark Bowles. I really do believe that. Now, who's that? Someone just said something about people in Hemel are all complainers. Are they? Oh, did I say my nephew's husband again? My nephew's wife. I'm mixing up my words here. The water gardens in Hemel are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What's the water gardens? I don't even know what that is. Is that a place to visit? Oh, I like doing that sort of thing. Hang on, let me look. The water gardens. What's that noise? Is that my phone buzzing? I don't know what that was. The water gardens in Hemel. What is that? Oh. Decorum garden visit the water gardens. Is that it here? I don't know. Is it Jellicoe? Okay. Where's the website then? I don't know where it is. Oh, that's a park and gardens. Oh, how lovely. Hemel Hempstead. Open 24 hours. Let's have a look there, what they got there. Oh, the pictures aren't coming up. That's strange, isn't it? I can't get the pictures up. Oh, that looks quite pleasant. The water gardens in Hemel. I'd never heard of such a thing. Hang on, where's pictures? Pictures. Water gardens. Images. There we are. Let's have a look now. Oh, that does look nice, doesn't it? Oh, it's right. Is it right next to a load of houses? Oh, that's disappointing. Water Gardens, Parks, Hertfordshire. Oh, that does look lovely. Jellicoe Water Gardens. There's all sorts of plants and water around and people sitting there. Oh, thank you very much for that, David. I might go there for a visit at some point. One of my days out. One of my pensioners' days out or something like that. We could get a coach. You could meet me there, David, for a cup of tea. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Roy Brownlowe, my kids would have given you a good kicking for that. We all know what sort of family you are there, Roy Brownlowe. Bringing up, violent teenagers, probably teaching them how to steal from shops and things like that. Are you? Terrible. If there was still that programme on in the morning, what's his name? Jeremy Carl, I'm sure you'd be on there. Although possibly you've got too many teeth to appear on that programme. Because usually you have to have no teeth to appear on that programme, don't you? All right. Mark's offering to send me some more pics. Send them through, Mark. All right, send them through. Let's do today's birthdays, gang. Happy birthday on this Thursday, the 24th of October, to Daniel Levi. Good morning, Daniel. Happy birthday to you. DJ West. Good morning, DJ West. Happy birthday to you today. Aluishious Pyman is 36 years old. Happy birthday, Aluishious. Aluishious? Aluishious, I think that's better. Anna Jane Knight. Hello, Anna. That's my cousin's wife. It's her birthday today. She's in Australia. Good morning, Anna. Happy birthday to you, my darling. Adam Seddon today is 27 years old. CJ Strutton, looking a new look there, CJ. 31 years old today. Wow. Happy birthday, CJ. Zoe Powell today is 36 years old. I never forget, CJ, when you said your videos are rubbish. I remember you saying that. Happy birthday, CJ. Zoe Powell today, 36 years old. And Danny Dellaway today, it's his birthday as well. So they're today's birthdays. I will also do tomorrow's birthdays because we're not here tomorrow, boys and girls. Happy birthday for Friday, the 25th of October 2019 to Andy Webb. Good morning, Andy. Happy birthday for Friday, October the 25th to Andy Webb. He's my mate's other half, so happy birthday, Andy. Aoife Nye Shuli Abhan. I hope I've got that name right there. Aoife, 35. He's a film. He makes films. Happy birthday to you, sir. Mohammad Nasran is 32 years old on Friday. Kevin Daly is 36 years old on Friday. Laura Tazy Barnes. Good morning, Laura. Happy birthday to you for tomorrow. Stuart Brennan. Laura comes along to the cat. I haven't seen her for a while. She's moved. She's a lovely girl, Laura. Is that your boyfriend there? Oh, it's very tasty, Laura. Happy birthday to you, darling. Stuart Brennan, good morning. He was one of the old Black Cat boys. 49, Stuart. Haven't the time gone quick? It was like yesterday I was DJing on a Monday night in a Black Cap. Seriously. I was thinking about that last night. It feels like it was yesterday. Happy birthday to you, Stuart, for tomorrow, okay? 49 years old. Stephen Terry Parker. Hello, Stephen. Morning, Stephen. Nice to see you there. Happy birthday to you. I think you've moved back to the UK, you were saying at some point, weren't you? Adam Sheg. Good morning, Adam. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Friday. Damon Fox's birthday tomorrow. Zaza Allure. I like that name. Happy birthday. Sharon Wow, 39 years old on Friday. Richard Monaghan. Good morning, Richard. Happy birthday. Robert Cooper. Robert used to be with us a lot. I don't see him so much anymore. Morning, Robert, for tomorrow. And John Dixon on Friday, the 25th of October, is 29 years old? I think that was 29. Let me just check. John Dixon, 29 years old on Friday. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Oh. Wonder where the music was then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Alright? Happy birthday, boys and girls. Okie doke. When is it Chrissy's birthday? February. My birthday's in February the 5th, okay? my birthday. Look at everyone wishing people happy birthday. That's so nice of you. Let's read these names out. People wishing everyone happy birthday. Mick Davenport, who likes to point out that it's not his birthday today. Possibly next week sometime. Rachel's wishing everyone's happy birthday. So nice of you to do that. Roy Brownlowe, High Grade Gaming. Michael Lawrence, John Aitken, High Grade Gaming. Oh, sorry, I've read that one. Fran Green. Jason Hughes suggests people hit the mute button when I sing. Roy Brownlow says you need your earplugs in. All right, so that's nice. That's nice when everyone wishes everyone else happy birthday. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show today again. I'll be with you again Saturday morning. I'm not sure of the timings on Saturday. Sometimes I go early, sometimes I go late on a Saturday. So just have your youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK thing switched on there. Okay. Ian Days wishing Mick Davenport a happy birthday, even though it's not his. I think Mick wants a birthday every day, don't you, Mick? Okay, and I'll see you again sometime Saturday morning. Enjoy your day and tomorrow, and thanks very much for watching and listening. Cheerio now.